You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 5 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Terry Brewer, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Coming up in home team weather, shower storms moving across much of the state now. Starting to catch a little break in parts of West Alabama, but more rain is on the way. How long is the rain going to stick around? And what about your weekend forecast? Weather is coming up.
First a tornado, then a wildfire. We will introduce you to a Tuscaloosa County family who's battled Mother Nature twice within a year. And the official cause of death for Whitney Houston has been released. We'll have the details. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. Topping your news tonight, a welcome sight for all of those suffering from allergies, including myself, rain.
I was going to say, you're glad to see the rain.
I'm very glad to see the rain.
Can breathe a little bit better. Hopefully we'll stop some of all this sneezing and itchy eyes people have had. We have a live look for you over the city of Tuscaloosa from our WVUA tower camera. Oh, there it is.
Yes,
it's right behind me.
Right behind us, yeah.
But what's on tap for tonight? Richard Scott will tell you. Hey there, Richard.
Hey, Lynn and Terry, good Thursday afternoon to you. A lot of rain happening across parts of town now, points south and east over portions of Hale County, Perry County, and Bibb County. And this activity starting to break up in our extreme western counties. More showers and storms will be on the way later on this evening. In fact, some of those starting to develop over in East Mississippi. Some spotty showers and storms, nothing overly heavy. Once we get this first batch of heavy rain out of here, just some general showers and storms through tonight. Not expecting anything severe around our area. We will watch for the chance of some strong storms tomorrow morning, but the risk of severe weather is very small. Just good old-fashioned showers and storms through midnight tonight. 61 at midnight. Keep the rain gear if you're going to be heading out to town. What about the rest of the forecast and your weekend forecast? Weather is coming up.
All right, thank you, Richard. Well, thanks to today's rains, an area heavily damaged by the April 27th tornado is breathing a sigh of relief.
The community around Camp Cherry Austin Road near Brookwood is still rebuilding after the tornado, but this week a wildfire burned 150 acres of land there. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman has one woman's story of how she recovered from the storm and dealt with the fear of a wildfire.
Just a piece of wood, but it survived.
Elizabeth Osborne's adult son was at home and asleep on April 27th as an EF4 tornado destroyed their home.
And he was found on the other side of the ravine, buried. And so like I say, it took 8 people almost 4 hours to dig him out of the rubble.
Osborne and her husband were in Louisiana at the time and, like many, couldn't get a hold of their loved one.
According to the neighbors, he had been transported to DCH. He was injured, our home was destroyed, and he was taken to DCH. His back was broken in 3 places and his face was crushed. We got to UAB about 5:30 Thursday morning and identified him.
The Osbornes moved back into their home in October. Then on Monday, their home was threatened again. A 150-acre wildfire raged for 3 days before being contained.
Well, at first I wasn't even really sure. I thought it was just, I didn't realize how big it had been, where it actually started. I really thought initially it just started across the hill here because we could see the flames over here, not really realizing how big of an area it covered until we saw it on TV.
Osborne says she learned a lot while recovering from the tornado and that nothing will ever compare.
To me, that fire, that was minor compared to what we went through with the tornado. You know, because most of what it burnt was debris from the tornadoes. You know, it didn't burn a house. You know, no one lost their life. It just helped clean up some of that debris that was left over.
In Tuscaloosa County, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
The Alabama Forestry Commission says the wildfire was started by someone burning tornado debris. Happening in just about an hour, Alberta City residents have the chance to voice their opinions on the rebuilding of their community. That meeting starts at 6 p.m. at the Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church in Alberta City.
The 2011 BCS National Championship Trophy is finally home in Tuscaloosa. It is at the Paul W. Bryant Museum. It arrived today, and excited fans were there, and therefore a special treat to have their picture taken with a piece of history.
That was amazing. My knees are shaking right now. Just when Mr. Gaddy told me that I could take a picture, he would take my picture. And, you know, I turned around and he's handing me this crystal, and I'm just glad I didn't fumble.
The Bryant Museum is open daily from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, you can call The number on your screen, 205-348-4668.
A world-renowned pianist is lending his talent to help Tuscaloosa's Caring Days Adult Daycare. This Sunday, March 25th, Randall Atchison will perform at UA's Moody Music Building. The concert is a fundraiser to help the construction of the Mal and Charlotte Moore Center. Admission is free, but donations, of course, are welcome. Organizers say you can open your heart to help make a difference in the lives of people all across West Alabama. And again, the admission to that show is free. There will be a meet and greet also. We were able to talk today to some of the coordinators.
It is important for us to continue to grow our program and finish off our fundraising for our building. We are so close. We're in the process of getting ready to pour the foundation, and the building is expected to be completed by the hopefully fall time, end of August, sometime in the fall.
There will be a meet and greet reception with Atchison at the Bryant Museum that is immediately following that performance.
WVUA is covering the Alabama legislature where charter schools took center stage this week. On Wednesday, members of the public had the chance to speak out about a House bill allowing the creation of charter schools in Alabama. Charter schools are publicly financed schools that don't follow the same rules as most public schools. The bill's sponsor said his bill would give more flexibility to school districts, but members of the Alabama Education Association argued charter schools take funding from other schools. There's been no vote on that bill yet. Also from the Alabama legislature, committees in both chambers have passed measures to change the way lawmakers are paid. Now, as you may recall, in 2007, lawmakers voted in a 61% raise. On Wednesday, lawmakers discussed two bills tying compensation to the median household income in Alabama and to make sure lawmakers never again have the opportunity to determine their own pay. The Senate committee also approved a bill requiring a 2/3 majority vote for any pay increase and prevent it from going into effect during their current term. The bills now head to the full chambers. The Druid City Arts Festival is gearing up for a big weekend.
Organizers say the event includes the spoken word, visual arts, theater, and of course, live music. The events are happening on the UA and Stillman campuses. Tomorrow night, there's a music crawl, and Saturday, Arts Fest. That's in downtown Tuscaloosa. This is the third year for the Druid City Arts Festival, and you can get more information on the big festival by going to our website, WVUATV.com. Click numbers and links. Also this weekend, big weekend here in town, hundreds of cyclists are heading to Tuscaloosa. It's the 6th annual Tour de Tuscaloosa. All the excitement starts Saturday and runs through Sunday. Last year, about 400 cyclists, including professionals and amateurs, participated. For more information about Tour de Tuscaloosa, go to WVUATV.com. Now some developing news on a story that captured national attention. The LA County coroner has officially released the cause of death of singer Whitney Houston and has ruled that an accidental drowning.
Yeah, officials say at the time of Houston's death, she had several drugs in her system, including cocaine. They also say heart disease was a contributing factor to her death. According to the coroner, marijuana, Xanax, Benadryl, and other drugs were also found in Houston's system. Houston was found submerged in a bathtub in the Beverly Hilton Hotel Saturday, February 11th, the day before the Grammys. There had been reports of Houston acting erratically that week and even the day she died. Officials found several bottles of prescription medications in her hotel room, but they weren't in excessive quantities. The coroner says the results indicated Houston was also a chronic cocaine user. On a much different note, some pint-sized superheroes in Gulfport, Florida are helping raise money for a sick teacher.
And they're using some of Marvel's best-known characters to do it. Ashley Porter reports.
It attracts a lot of attention.
You want to take a picture?
And photos. And praise. Awesome. After all, it may come as a shock.
How are you doing?
To see casually strolling superheroes.
It's really, really loud inside of the helmet.
When Iron Man isn't fighting for justice.
You ready, buddy?
He's actually a property manager who builds these as a hobby.
When we saw something on screen as a kid, it was really there. It wasn't made out of computers. Someplace, somewhere in a warehouse sitting there collecting dust was one of the machines that you got to see in a movie like Terminator. or Ghostbusters.
That fueled Zach Hurst's passion for crafting fantasy into reality out of some unexpected materials.
I used floor mats, the stuff they use in gymnasium floors.
It took him just a month and $100 to transform his son into War Machine.
My favorite part is the Gatling gun, definitely, because he shoots robots down with that, and it's awesome.
But they're not in Gulfport to shoot down robots.
We're raising money for her.
They're here for a third-grade teacher from Gulfport Elementary.
A teacher sadly has cancer, and we're trying to raise money for her, and the way it's looking, I think it's going to be a success.
Doctors recently diagnosed Beth Myers with a type of cancer that affects plasma cells in her bone marrow.
We're raising money for her so that she can afford the plane ticket to go get her treatment.
So these superheroes help attract people to the booth.
Hello.
Where the main fundraisers are her students.
Would you like to buy some art?
They've painted every brush stroke with her in mind.
She's very sweet.
To help the woman who's helped them.
She helped me to learn and get better at spelling.
A community getting help from some superheroes.
We can dance?
Myers Insurance covers treatment, but she has to travel to Arkansas for 10 days a month. She has a charity fund set up through the National Foundation for Transplants. Well, coming up, a child safety recall, and could there finally be a cure for baldness? The answer still to come. Also, the Crimson Tide gymnastics squad will defend their SEC championship Saturday in Duluth, Georgia. Gary Harris will have the details in Alabama's home team sport.